Hey guys, it's Anastasia. I'm talking kind of quiet right now, so I'm going to try to make the volume a bit louder when I upload this, but it is 4 a.m. where I live right now. I am not crying, by the way, I'm just tired. So this video is going to be 2 parts because YouTube won't let me upload a video from my phone more than 15 minutes right now. I'm also a little nasally, but that's okay. I'm still gonna do this. I will transcribe everything that I say down below. Anyways, let's get to the video. So, my dad was never in my life, and I'm okay with that. I have a wonderful mom, and she is all I need. But that did cause some self-esteem issues growing up, especially because people would make fun of me and tell me that I wasn't good enough. And, well, I believed them. So, growing up, I lived with my grandparents and my mom, which was great, but my grandparents, well, mainly my grandmother and I didn't have the best relationship. It's okay, we're in a good place right now. And, well, one day there was an incident which ended in me crying and begging my mom for us to move out. So we did move out. I was in elementary school. I was in 4th grade. And we moved down to another part in Florida, about an hour away from their house. And that school was awful. It might have been an A-rated school, actually, but the teachers were mean. They didn't care, and especially they didn't care when other students, like, upright bullied me in class. And I was bullied a lot for my size, where my mom worked, for the clothes that I wore, and for not having a dad. And then when I was in 5th grade, I actually had mouth surgery. I had 10 teeth removed, so I looked pretty funny, and that made another reason for kids to make fun of me. So, yay. But don't worry, guys, it was a surgery I needed because my teeth weren't coming out. It was weird. Anyways, fast forward to middle school, I didn't have very many people in my class that I knew, so it didn't give them a big reason to make fun of me except for, like, my weight. So that was a big change for me, but I mean, I was still bullied by the people who did know me. Sorry for the lighting change, guys. Yeah, I was still bullied by the people who did know me. And then some people kind of caught on and started bullying me, but it wasn't super bad like it was in elementary school. So in 8th grade, I decided to join band. Well, I wanted to do jazz band because I used to play guitar, but you had to be in a band class to brain fart, to be in a jazz band. So I chose percussion. By the way, if you play percussion, comment down below because I want to meet you guys. You guys are awesome. Anyways, yeah, I decided to play percussion, and I decided to play that going into high school. Let's see. When I was going on to be a freshman, I was going to band camp, and I met my best friend, Jessica. We're not best friends anymore, but that's okay. She's still always going to be my best friend at heart. But I think my freshman year was when I really picked up on that I was having some mental health issues, because there was this one week in school I was so depressed that I couldn't get out of bed. I didn't go to school for an entire week, which I know doesn't seem like a very long time, but for me it was weird. I told my mom, and I'm sorry, I am sorry about this. I lied to her and I told her I was sick, which Kind of was, but not in the way that I told her. Anyways, fast forwarding to the summer of my sophomore year, I was the only marimba player at my school. If you don't know what that is, look it up. They're pretty cool. Or I'll try to post one in the description. Yeah, I was the only marimba player, and then I was a section leader of the front ensemble. And I met this amazing guy. So we became best friends, but I had this huge crush on him. So I told him, and he was like, okay. But then I realized he was treating me a little bit differently than my other friends were. Like, he was telling me he loved me. He was like being really supportive, which a friend should be, but in ways that like I wasn't used to people being supportive of me. And there were just other like little romantic things that he would do. Like, he would call me before I would go to bed, and we would call for hours. And he kind of used me as an emotional tool to boost his ego. And then one day he just stopped talking to me because he started liking all these girls, and he just didn't find the use in talking to me anymore. So that hurt a lot because he was really my only support because I didn't have a lot of friends. So with that being said, after that happened, we did become friends again. But my sophomore year was when my mental health really deteriorated. That was the first year I had gone to a facility. I actually wouldn't have known what a facility was if it wasn't for someone else that I knew, and he had gotten Baker acted. I'm not going to say his name because it's nobody's business. But, yes, I went to a facility. Well, I was posting inappropriate stuff on Instagram, like, about my depression and how I was feeling, and someone reported me to a family member, and that family member told my mom, and then she demanded to see my Instagram, and then I told her that I was suicidal. So we decided to take me to a facility. I went voluntarily. I've only once ever been Baker acted, which is where you're taken involuntarily. Which is going to be in my part 2. That was funny. You saw the shadow, but not my hand. Anyways, yeah, that was my first time being in a facility. My second time was in July, later that summer. My family takes a trip to the beach every year, and I was just feeling awful. I was feeling like super disassociated and numb and depressed at the same time. So I told my mom that, and she suggested that we go home early, but I didn't want to because I wanted to see if I could wait it out and still have a good time, but it just didn't happen. And then when I got home, I self-harmed. So I told my mom, and then she took me to the same facility. Sorry guys, I had pizza for dinner and I keep burping. Yeah, we took me to a facility again. I was there for about 3 days. The first one I was only there for about 2.5 days. But the second time I was there for 3 or 4 days. And, well, the first time I was only there for such a short amount of time because I actually lied to the therapist and the psychiatrist and the nurse and the staff, telling them that I was feeling better, which is something that you should never do because you're getting in the way of your own happiness when you do that. Besides the point, going on until August, I would not have another Baker Act. Oh, but my sophomore year, I actually got into an independent percussion group. If you guys don't know what they are, they're like indoor marching band, but just for percussion. And so I got into what's called Infinity. I was in Infinity 3 because I actually knew one of the directors for, I knew two of the directors for Infinity 3. So I kind of wedged my way in there. And during that time, I met this amazing friend named Abby V, and she taught me a lot about appreciating music, which I'm so happy for. I just went to a concert for Hippocampus, and she actually introduced me to that band, and I love that band so much. Anyways, I developed very unhealthy eating habits. I wanted to lose weight, of course, like all teenagers do, no matter their size, even if they're perfect. But I stopped eating as much. I think I only ate once a day, sometimes not at all. But I was overly exercising, like, let's see, 3 times a week we had practice for the indoor percussion group, and we would exercise sometimes, but not all the time, but sometimes. But before we would, at school, before my friend came to pick me up, I would go to the track and run. And then when I got home, I would do ab workouts in my room, which I don't think my mom knows this, or anyone. But yeah, I was very unhealthy. I lost a lot of weight very fast. And then I actually gained it all back, plus more since then. So I'm in recovery for that. But I also have binge eating issues. I've had binge eating issues since I was little. So in that aspect, I am not recovered, or I'm in recovery for. But that's going to conclude this part 1. In my next video, we'll talk about my suicide attempt and self-harm some more, and some more of my great friends. Bye, guys.